It's been what, half a year now? You heard me. It's been over half a year, hasn't it? Alright. I don't ask for specific smarty pants. I know it's only been over a month since I successfully managed to kidnap and imprison you here. Of course, I can't take all the credit. I did have a little bit of help. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm a super villain. Of course I'm gonna take all the credit. But the rest of my teammates have leeched it off me already. Selfish pricks. You didn't hear anything. All I need from you right now is an answer. I'm sure you can stop bawling your eyes out for 1 minute to give me an answer. Oh, I don't know. I thought I'd just swing by out of the kindness of my heart. Oh my god. Can you please just take a hint? I was being sarcastic. Look, can you please just explain to me why a whole month has passed and no one, not a single soul, has passed by or even made an attempt at a rescue operation? Watch it. You're still my prisoner, remember? You ought to be glad I'm taking extra steps to ensure your well-being. Had it been anyone else, you would have been a rotting skeleton weeks ago. I just don't understand it. I mean, I know we pulled a classic deception and misdirection tactic to nab you, but still, I know they would at least notice you went missing, especially by now. What do you mean they knew from the start? Somehow, I don't believe you. Dense. Buddy, do you know who you were talking to like that? Even through your tears, you were quite the bold one, aren't you? You know what? No, I am not going to kill you. And unlike some of my colleagues, I prefer to get the answers I need in the most humane way possible. Now don't be mistaken. I can and will hurt you, but I am not going to go over the top, regardless of the situation. I still see you as a valuable asset. Now you're calling me a liar? Listen here, dumbass. I can be many things, but a compulsive liar is not one of them. Now, I obviously can't tell you everything, but rest assured whenever I say something, I mean it. It's honestly brutal honesty at that. And I am being brutally honest when I say I am very confused as to why no one on your team has made any attempt to free you from my clutches. You say they won't come, but I can't help to feel that they may have at least tried without my knowledge. Who knows? This could all be part of some marvelous plan to gain knowledge about us beyond my insight. There's no need to deny it. I dealt with this type of situation far too many times before. Let me guess. A listening device of some sort that was implanted in a way that none of the scanners could pick up. No? Maybe a drone with a cameo mode of some kind secretly watching and recording us? No. Okay. Then a double agent? No. Wait a minute. Are you the double agent then? As stupid as it might sound, that has happened before. I, one time, kidnapped someone who I thought was the Prime Minister of Australia. I soon realized I had kidnapped a double agent working for some organization looking to bring down the continent. How did I know? It should have been obvious from the start. They never once even used the anti-gravity manipulation powers to escape my temporary holding cell at the time. Almost everyone and their mother knows that Australia is the birthplace for supers, who gain some form of gravity manipulation powers. I mean, for crying out loud, there was a popular video going around that showed a guy moonwalking underwater. Upside down, for that matter. Do a background check and guess where it's from. None other than freaking Australia. Anyway, following that encounter and the many other things one hears about that place, I vow to never venture alone there again. Enough of that. Now let's get back to you. Why are you still here, my cell? It's been over a month. If you were going to escape, even without the help of your friends, you had plenty of time to do so. Oh, wow. And here I am calling you a dumbass.
Oh, for the love of... Think! Dumbass, think! Why would I go off my way to connect someone like you, huh? No. No. Didn't we just establish that I'm not trying to hurt you? Maybe that's your secret power. Continue to push people's buttons unnecessarily. So now you decide to apologize. I personally prefer your continuous snarky retorts and backtalk. Look, I'm not a masochist. It just makes sense. It's not as exhilarating when the hero decides not to show some form of resistance. It's like kicking a baby. I might be a villain, but I haven't lost my soul or my sense of humanity. Empathetic? Well, you're not wrong. It's just better for me not to show it too often. You know, for a supposed genius, you ask a lot of dumb questions. But the answer is simple. A lot of evildoers believe that having any kind of emotion is a form of weakness. On the other hand, maybe some of your colleagues have taught you that being emotional is a good thing. Compared to the other side of the coin, they're not wrong, but they're not right either. Let me riddle you this. When you see a hero, one whose power is fueled by their anger, what do you see? Some may see a hero, utilizing their anger for good. Others will say they see a dangerous weapon. One, if left unchecked, could become catastrophic and are borderline destructive. So that leaves the question, who's right? Correct! Either you were a fast learner, or you've been trying to play me for a fool. But anyway, yes, both are right. So what's the difference? Exactly. Empathy. In other words, empathy is one of the main factors of changing one's perspective on things. Whether you empathize with a hero with anger issues or not doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it's two sides of the same coin. Good or evil, light or dark, hero or villain. It's no difference. It's just a matter of who has more empathy for others. Oh, you seem to find that humorous. I am philosophical at times, but philosophy isn't my major. Speaking of expectations, with all that wailing you were doing earlier, I expected you to be more of a crybaby without any nerves or spine to call your own. Tell you what, I'm going to concede. I will release you from this prison, only if you can explain and convince me as to why it is taking so damn long for my nemesis, aka your teammates, for them to swing by and at least attempt to bust you out. Judging by the looks of things, I say we have plenty of time. Can't say I'm surprised. What kind of kid in this day and age wouldn't be inspired to become a hero and save lives or whatever goody two-shoes cliche thing they are doing? Uh-huh. Go on. An incident. I see. Lieutenant Faith, of course. Who could forget a face like that? He took you in personally. It makes sense. You do seem awfully young. I'm sure it was amazing. Until? How can anyone forget that? Once it was revealed the lieutenant was no more, it felt as if the whole world froze momentarily. You mean my nemesis? He did what? I knew it. I knew it. That scoundrel. But nothing. Keep going. Oh, sure, Mr. Taft. Give me a break.
Really? I bet that was a huge shocker. It's not like we're just going to give you all a break. We're trying to gain some victories under our belt as well. What do you mean?
What, did he hit you or something?
I see. You have intrigued me, and thus have gained my full attention. Now keep going. You mentioned that my nemesis was especially hard on you. Harassing you verbally. Purposely left you out on certain missions. Kept ignoring you. Replace you. What makes you say that? So, who did he supposedly replace you with? Wait a minute, stop right there. As you're telling me all this, I can't help but to connect some dots. Tell me something. They already had an idea about our scheme, correct? The one that led to your capture. And now that I think about it, they must have planned on using you as bait. It would have certainly made the replacement process a lot easier, wouldn't it? It seems clear you weren't exactly in on it. I knew it! That son of a... I shouldn't be surprised. Because no matter what, we succeed in playing for a fool. Always one step closer to one step away. It's already bad enough that you, my nemesis, are the reason why I'm in this predicament in the first place. Ah, jeez, there they go again. Wait a minute. Maybe, just maybe, I can make use of this situation. You fool! You just gave me your ultimate weapon. The perfect means for your undoing. I can convince this dumbass to join us. I could finally be one step closer to exacting my revenge. From what I hear, they obviously have no need for them. Or so they foolishly thought. Still, this won't be easy in their current state. They are bound to decline. All they need is a little convincing. Hey, wipe your tears. I said earlier that I would release you, however, I will have to give you a new proposal before I can even consider it. I can, and I will. As you know, I've been making multiple attempts to exact my revenge on my nemesis. Your former boss for quite some time. Yes, you heard me. Your former boss. You catch on quick, but I have my reasons. All you need to know is that you could very well be the final piece that I need for my goal to be complete. Isn't it obvious? You said it yourself. Your boss wants nothing to do with you anymore once Lieutenant Faith is gone. After all, he did abuse you. It doesn't matter if he didn't hit you. He verbally abused you. Look, abuse is abuse. The only difference is you've been hurt psychologically rather than physically. Mental health is just as important as physical health. What he did was not okay. He took your lifelong dream and made it into a nightmare. A nightmare that, thanks to him, may haunt you for the rest of your life. Not to mention he left you here, with me of all people. You can't deny the fact that it's been a month since you've been here. If they really did care, they would have been back for you. Maybe you don't see it, but I know deep down there's this feeling of rage that dwells inside you. The rage of a broken hero. I can empathize in a way. Because I too feel the very same way. I know deep down you just want to prove yourself to that jerk. Huh. It seems I have a phone call. I'll give you some time to think this over. Arok, this better be important. Yes, I am in the middle of something. Now tell me, and don't you dare beat around the bush. Dr. Zai, what's she working on? Go on. How am I not surprised? This is my nemesis we were talking about after all. What? They did what? Well, this changes things. I know that. Not exactly. Let's just say I found a replacement. Perhaps someone who was once behind enemy lines. You'll see soon enough. So, there's been a bit of a sudden change. Our good friend Dr. Zai. Well, let's just say my nemesis has put her out of commission? No, comatose. Although we can't be for sure for how long. At least she is still alive. She is one of the more admirable brains of the bunch from our end. And with her being nearly out of the picture, this does put us at a disadvantage. But with you, we might be able to change that. You are right. You will be seen as a replacement. But bear this in mind. You'll be helping yourself out too. How? It's like I said before. This could be the only chance you enact vengeance. To prove to him and yourself that you are more than replacement. Who knows? You might be able to convince me as well. I know I am not exactly the most friendly type of person here. My words are harsh, but they are not cruel. I could be many things, but a compulsive liar is not one of them. In case you don't believe me, then just ask any of my colleagues that I work with. They often bash me for my unfiltered truths. And consider this. Your current living conditions aren't ideal, but they are a far cry from being inhumane. Even though I threaten you and stated some unpleasant things, have I ever actually hit you? No, I haven't. Although I must confess, it was a possibility that I thought of during your early days here. I presumed that clear signs of your life being threatened would help speed up the process. Now that I know the truth, however, it would have been a complete waste. So tell me, do you accept my offer? Very well. Name then. Just to prove your self-worth. What else? I thought we already established that, but go on. Of course. Anything else? That's it for now? What does that even mean? I see. Well, in that case, now it's my turn. First and most importantly, you must do exactly what I say. Just because I am reasonable doesn't mean you are safe. If you are looking to dig an early grave, then simply ignore me. I'm sure the others will waste no expense fulfilling that wish. Second, if anyone were to ask, inform them that I told your former friends and teammates that I killed you, and you were presumed dead. Although, if we are going to be honest here, I'm sure my nemesis must have hashed out the same excuse to your teammates. That is all for now. If there is anything else, I'll let you know. Yes, I did use the same trick you just pulled. So, do you accept? Good. You're quite impatient, aren't you? The restroom. Why didn't you just use the stall in there? Clogged? Since when? Why didn't you say something sooner? I could have easily called a plumber. Maybe even the cleaner. You're surprisingly good at household maintenance. Alright, give me a sec. Sorry, but can't have you running home willy-nilly around here. Now follow me. Here we are. And do us both a favor and don't try to make an escape attempt in there. Trust me, I'll know. It just occurs to me that I'm practically their babysitter, even though I've finally been doing that for basically a month. Oh well, I'll manage. Because now, I'll finally have a chance. A chance to make you regret what you did to me, my nemesis. Just you wait. The poor fool won't even know what hit him.